Hello everybody and welcome. I'm Coach Maddie. I'm coming at you with some weight loss tips and tricks. And today I want to share a story with you. And this happened to me earlier this week. And earlier this week I had a photo shoot scheduled. And this photo shoot was probably the most big and elaborate and professional photo shoot I've ever had. I had a couple other ones before, but they were just casual, nothing crazy. So this is my biggest one yet. And I was a little nervous because I was going to be showing off my body. I had a bunch of outfit changes. I didn't really get to know the photographer, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be comfortable. And so I was nervous and I really wanted to do well. And so I got there and I went into my first outfit. I started, posing. I was a little stiff, but very quickly I warmed up and I felt like I was rocking it. I felt super confident. I was in a bra and shorts and I was like, oh my goodness, my waist looks small, my shoulders are popping in tone. I got the definition on my thighs. Like I was feeling really good. And I was looking at the pictures she was taking and I was like, oh my goodness, is this my body? Is this really me? Holy smokes. So I was getting really excited about seeing these pictures because I've been on my own weight loss journey. I've lost over 70 pounds and I've never really seen myself look like this before. And so it was really, really exciting. And so I couldn't wait to get a sneak preview of the photos. She was going to take a couple days to give me a few of the edits so I can see as I sit tight for the rest. And so I think it was yesterday or the day before, I got the sneak peek. I saw a couple of the edits. I opened them up. I'm going through them. And I'm like, oh, this is a good picture. Oh, this is a good picture. And then there's a couple that came up where automatically I kind of went to my flaws, right? I was like, oh, I got a little bit of a roll there. Oh, my arm looks a little flabby there. Oh, I'm too bent over there. Oh, you can see my cellulite there. And it was crazy because automatically, as soon as I went to that mindset, that's how I viewed the rest of the pictures as I went through the little sneak peek. And then I went to show my husband, Ryan, and when he looked at the pictures, he had nothing but amazing things to say. And he was just gushing over them. And he was so proud of me. He's like, holy smokes, look at this muscle, look at that. And it was just an eye-opener to me of how over the years I have trained myself to be hyper-focused on my flaws and my imperfections and everything that I wish I could change instead of everything that I was proud of and really loved. Because if I sat here and I asked you, list off 10 things that you want to change about yourself, you could probably do it fairly quickly, one right after the other, right? But if I told you list 10 things that you love about yourself and that are amazing and you'd never want to change, it actually would probably take a little bit longer. And that's kind of sad, isn't it? We've trained ourselves, especially as women, to be great at finding the flaws really quickly, at just immediately going to the negative of the things we don't like. And that's not going to help us going forward. If our minds automatically pick out the negative, and that's what we've trained them to be really good at because we've practiced it over the years, then how are we ever going to feel positive? How are we ever going to feel the love? How are we ever going to get that true unconditional self-love that we all want, that true self-confidence, if we don't become good at finding the good in us, right? Because if your best friend was standing in front of you, you wouldn't say half the things you say to yourself to them, right? If I saw these pictures of my best friends, I would not start picking out their flaws, right? And it's just so funny how we are so hard on ourselves, how we beat ourselves up. But when it comes to our best friends and the people that we love, we would never automatically go there. We never automatically go to the worst, but we do it to ourselves. And why is that? And I can tell you, it's not because you suck. It's not because there's so many things wrong with you. It's only because we play the comparison game and we've been playing that game for years. And so obviously you're good at it. Obviously you're an expert at tearing yourself down because you've been practicing for so long. And obviously you're an expert at pinpointing the negative because most women on their weight loss journey have struggled again and again and again. They've tried many things without any success or with very little success. So you are beat down. You are hard on yourself. You don't think it's possible. Maybe you don't even think you're worthy anymore because it's been so long. And so what I hope you get from this video is let me shake you and tell you you're beautiful. And yes, there are flaws, and yes, you're allowed to want to work on yourself. But that can't be the only thing you see all the time. Because if you have this kind of cloud of gray roaming over you all day long of everything you're unhappy with, there's no room for light to shine through to give you the hope, which then gives you the motivation to make a big change and take massive action. If you're somebody who struggles to be consistent, it's because you're focusing on all the things you're sucking at and not continuing and not being able to follow through on, that you lose the drive. Like, what's the point if it's not even working? What's the point if it's so hard? What's the point if I can't be perfect? You don't have to be perfect. In fact, I can guarantee you're never going to be perfect, okay? And if you start your journey with the expectation of, I'm never going to mess up this time, well, then when you do mess up, it screws you up even more. And then guess what? We feed into that negative, demeaning, diminishing self-talk we've been doing up until this point. And so this was just, a great example and reminder for me that even I, after losing 70, 80 pounds myself and loving my body and growing so much and having a healthy lifestyle and finally having the habits I always dreamed I wish I had and never thought I could actually get, now that I'm kind of here and I've made it in the eyes of everybody else struggling to lose weight, I am still rewiring my brain and teaching myself how to automatically think positively and go to the wins right away instead of my downfalls. And so if you're listening to this and you're resonating and you're like, yeah, you know what? That is me. I'm really good at pointing out my flaws. I'm really tough on myself. And I really do lose drive quickly because of it. If that is you, I want you to know it's okay. You're not going to get stuck this way. It's going to be a little challenging just because you've ingrained that habit so much, but it's a habit. It was learned, it can be unlearned, and it can be replaced with a new one. And so take time, and when you find that you are saying negative sentences, right, like I'm ugly, I'm fat, I can't do this, whenever we go to that negative, or I have rolls, it's very hard to stop that from happening right away. So don't even try to. Let that brain, if that's automatic, let that happen. What you do want to do instead is when you catch yourself saying those demeaning things or the things that aren't helping or aren't solution oriented in any way, then all you have to do is put a but at the end of it. I'm fat, but I'm going to work hard to be healthy. I'm blank, but, and then you attach a positive solution-oriented phrase at the end of that negative phrase with that but in the middle. And what that does is now you're reprogramming yourself to always think of a positive after a negative. So then they're going to cancel each other out. And then if you practice that habit over time, you'll be able to actually totally push out the negative and have your brain automatically link and connect to positive traits about you when you think about yourself and your journey and what you've accomplished, which is awesome. Because you're always going to be proud of yourself. And if you're proud of yourself and you do keep working hard, that's the perfect combination to give you the determination to get up and keep trying. Because motivation will come and go, and we're not always going to want to do things, but you'll have the deep drive to know that you have to do them and to want to do them because you know how good it makes you feel. And you remember how good it makes you feel because you've created that connection now. So the negative, but finish with the positive. Break that cycle, break that negative self-loop, and start talking to yourself like you are your best friend. Because you are. You are the longest relationship you're ever going to have with yourself. So you better get it right. You better start loving yourself and appreciating yourself more, or it's going to be really hard to start getting out of bed, getting your butt in gear, and doing what you know needs to get done for your health.